it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be diving back in with Voor De Kroon because this is a strategy game we covered a long time ago when it actually first entered into early access on Steam, and since then it has come a very long way. So I'm excited to dive back in and basically take a look at the game once more. If you've never heard of this before, it's basically kind of think like a Bannerlord style indie game. It's made by one person and it's really impressive what they can go ahead and do. They focus a lot on realism in like the equipment and the way people attack. However, the animations are a lot more arcadey. So it's a nice mix between like arcadiness and also realism. The game has a campaign alongside just a custom battler, and you can fight in the thick of battles alongside actually commanding soldiers. So what I thought I would do is dive in and basically take a look at siege battles, as this was an edition that has actually seen quite a lot of improvements over the previous month. I can also, as well, at the end of the video, show you guys a little bit more about the campaign as well, so again you guys can see a good part of the battles and also the campaign. I will also mention that this game is sitting at about 91% positive reviews on Steam, so it's definitely worth checking out if you're a fan of strategy games. You want to go ahead and support indie devs. So here we are at the beginning of the battle right now. We have, I think, 5 units to command, and we're going to go ahead and be able to like basically adjust these guys around. Because this is a custom battle as well, we can basically decide exactly how we want to assault the settlement. This is one of the defensive castles, I believe. There's a wooden Moth and Bailey, and there's also a round medieval stone castle as well. We have a cool moat in. I hope again these get bigger and more expansive. That would be pretty cool. You can also attach obviously ladders to everywhere. You can actually also decide where you want to assault, so maybe if you don't want this many ladders, you can also change that up. You can choose to go ahead and pick siege defenses, and again have your soldiers scattered around firing off at crossbows. A battering ram, of course, very important. And you know, what medieval siege isn't complete with a set of bad boy trebuchets? One thing as well that is just absolutely incredible about the game is just simply how cinematic it is. I mean, I love the camera angles. We push forward, a true Dutch general. The trebuchets, the ladders in the back look great as the missiles come flying in from the defenders. There's also night battles as well. We might do one of those in a little bit, and we'll watch this trebuchet unleash hell. I mean, just look how great it does look. Like, yeah, they've done a great job there with the cinematic feel of it. Come on, trebuchet, don't do the YouTuber curse. Boosh, there we go. And you can already tell, like, in battles, it looks so good when you start the assault. There you go. Cool, let's start it then. Yeah, there we go. Push forward. The nice little echo as well with the helmet on as well. The crossbows are already shooting, and we can start pushing up as well. The ladders should be advancing. Most of our men are sitting back there as well. Yeah, the ladders are being pushed up as well, which is really cool. And you can also obviously take command of your men. So boom, if I press 1, I can go ahead and get up to this UI. I can start moving towards my men. So I have a crossbow unit, I have some heavily armored knights, and then basically other aggressive infantry. And it might not be a bad idea to start bringing them up a little bit, so you can basically command them, you can rotate them to what way you want them to face, and obviously the closer they are, the better it's going to be. We're going to be probably in range of missile fire a bit more, but again, they're going to be here quite quickly to assault as soon as them ladders go up. Them brave soldiers advancing with them ladders. So the ladders are now up, and we can actually start commanding some men to assault. So as you can see as well, under all the unit cards, we do also have the commands. So for example, F2 is charge. So I select the unit I want to charge and then press F2, and that unit will then go after them. As these brave soldiers have done their bidding, they put the ladders to the wall, and now they'll push up. So there you go. The boys are pushing forward there. We could maybe support them with another unit. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go ahead and charge them to do the ladders. You can also, I believe, cycle fire and also cycle units as well, so you can commit a unit to battle, have another one behind it, and then like cycle them out, which is pretty cool. So let's go and get up here. I'm gonna then also, now that we're assaulting the walls, bring my knights and my spare unit all the way up here as well, because I want these guys to be ready to assault as well as soon as that gate does go down. So let's make our way up these ladders across the moat. I mean, just it looks so good. Again, the game, they've done such a good job here in this engine. I think it's Unreal Engine 5. But you got to admit, it does just look beautiful. It really does. Like, imagine defending and assaulting these. Oh, the trebuchet coming in as well. Beautiful. I'm actually going to wait and go through the gate. Yeah, smash that bad boy down. Break down the gate, okay? Yeah, I want my knights. My knights are going to be the ones pushing forward. Come on, smash that down. Bring it down. See, it's breaking. Hopefully the battle on the walls is going in our favor. Oh my god, my guy just got sliced. Wow. Brutal stuff. Hello, good sir. A beautiful Dutch man there with his banner ready to rally. That gate is taking a pounding. I guess it is a gate after all. Shouldn't be going down as easily as they do in Total War and Bannerlord. Beautiful. The gate has been breached. On me, knights. Charge the gate. F3. Oh my god, the burning oil. Oh my god, get through there now into the courtyard. And oh baby, look at this. Let's get into some combat. So you guys can start to see the combat is a pretty arcadey. If we get our knight stuck in here and we start hammering away like that, you can see we bounce off of shields. Again, you know, as you can see, yeah, combat isn't anything special right there. We'll pull back as well as we don't want to be the ones dying. You know, there is no like directional combat or anything along them lines. You can barge the enemy, I believe. We need to be careful not to die here. We're stuck in this trap. Can we break it? No, we can't. Okay, we died. And obviously, if you die, it is over. So you do only get your character. And yeah, the battle does end. So we're defending now. And this time, hopefully, I won't die. Oh my god, the trebuchets are already coming in. And the arrows are already coming in. Yeah, so let's go ahead and show off some defense. And this time, I'll actually be able to just get a little bit more combat in. So let's get some soldiers on the actual gatehouse and also on the defense of the wall. So I'll probably put all my aggressive infantry on there. You guys defend the gate. And then also the archers can also probably defend the walls, right? So let's get everybody up there, try and avoid the fire from the artillery and let everybody get stuck into combat. So seemingly the AI hasn't actually bought any ladders today to go ahead and fight us. So this is going to be it. We actually don't need to defend the walls as the defending force is simply holding this gate. So my brave men, no matter what comes through there, you will hold this line, you will defend these Dutch lands, and you will make me proud. Okay, here they come. Let's get everybody to defend the goddamn gate. Get ready to push them back, boys. Oh, that volley was brutal. And again, you guys can see a little bit more about the combat. I promise I won't die this time. So there are obviously fighting moves like this. There's cinematic as we just smash that guy down as he goes down. You can see the cinematic combat right there. As I said, you can also jump back and you can also sprint and you can barge as well. So you can also barge people down. That's a good way to break shields. And again, as I said, the combat is relatively arcadey for the most part. We'll fall back again. But I don't think that is the main crux of the battle. If we can, I want to try and get my archers like back here, like maybe even up on the wall so they can fire down. I don't know if that's too far back. But yeah, there you go. The combat is here. And the game has a whole wealth of different battles, fortresses, coat of arms. There's already a workshop in the game as well, which is really, really cool. So the workshop gives access to like different coats of arms. You can customize your own faction. That burning oil. Don't know who's pouring the burning oil. Someone is. Yeah, there is a Holy Roman Emperor. There's coat of arms to the English, French, etc. So there's a lot of heraldry, which is very cool. And hopefully some people maybe add that into the campaign because that would be super cool to actually be able to play as them. Do keep in mind as well that I am also playing on the cinematic version of the game. There's different settings you can go ahead and adjust. So we'll come in here, probably just try and barge him down and then finish him off on the ground. Beautiful. Yeah, so I'm playing on the cinematic, which makes it much easier. You don't really take much damage and a lot of the UI is done. If you were playing normally, again, there'd be a bit more UI probably on your screen. Again, you can adjust units mid-battle if you want to. So maybe I wanted to pull some of my reserves out. I could do that. Oh my god, that guy just gets, brutal. Yeah, it's pretty insane the way these battles do unfold. And yeah, I mean, look how awesome that does look as the arrows just ricochet off as our defense barely holds right there. There are some arrows coming in. I think the towers may be shooting some arrows up, or maybe it's like arrows ricocheting. I actually don't know. But yeah, super, super cool. And yeah, it just looks great. No full damage either, which is always nice. So we can literally just cinematically charge in, time our attacks, and just start hitting. We are going to get pushed back, though, and probably be very close to dying. But for the most part, able to, do some decent damage. So yeah, Siege is very, very cool. Burning oil. There's lots of other defenses you can really mess around with. Again, the AI didn't bring ladders, but of course you have to defend the walls as well if you were in one of those battles. I will also mention as well, before we take a look at the campaign very briefly, is you can also adjust all of that. So if you do go to the battlefield and then you do go to, say, siege battles, you can then also choose what type of castle you play, if the gate's already destroyed, if you have heavy damage, and I assume that means if you have a breach or not. You can even choose to play as a ranger as well, so you're not going to be fighting with infantry, and you get defenses as well. And you can actually, I think this also applies that you can, if you play ranger, you also get access to like doing other stuff. You can also add in different formations as well, so reinforcements arrive to the battlefield later on, giving you more soldiers to fight over, which again is super cool. Lots of options, and I think you could literally have fun with that alone for hours on end. So for the campaign, we have the kind of, I guess, more story driven campaign at the moment. To conquer, you basically have to conquer 16 settlements, and then before the floods start and basically make it, and there's a lot fewer factions. And then you have more of like a grander campaign right here, where you can basically play as any single faction, and that'll give you access to multiple different things. There's multiple different dynasties as well, and several different difficulties in general. And this is going to be the campaign map again, very reminiscent to something like Mount and Blade. All the settlements have like a path that you do have to follow with your armies. So if you wanted to move armies around, they would basically go from settlement to settlement, so you'd be marching them from one place to another, which is kind of like a nice little cool addition. You can zoom in and take a look at some of the units and kind of where they're going. You can move them around again. So if I wanted to again move this around, I could send them there, and then they would obviously start on their merry way to basically reinforce wherever settlement I sent them. Again, you do have diplomacy, which is nice. Again, the characters look really nice. Big improvements here. I think the campaign has probably seen the most improvements in general, and that'll be where you really notice the differences in the game. You can, of course, also upgrade these as well, so they have decent building blocks you can choose. Again, there's not as much variety as maybe you'd like to see. You'd like to see maybe bigger buildings and more interesting stuff that you can do. Again, also to recruit units, again, it's very simple. Basically, go over here, you can see the access to the type of units. Again, there's plenty to upgrade, and each of these will act as a different type of unit actually in a battle. Something you have to worry about, though, of course, especially being in the lowlands, is food. You also have resources like wood to build. So there's a lot here in general for you to mess around with. As you can see, the campaign map is pretty large. Again, it's very unique, I guess, land that you can mess around with, and there's obviously lots of extra land for them to expand the campaign map. Different castles and maps are all going to be very exciting, and hopefully they add in stuff like larger cities and other stuff like that, which you can really mess around with. So that was just a simple look at the new and improved version of Voor De Kroon. I highly recommend you check it out. The game's like £20, I think, so probably like $25. 91% rated on Steam. It's an individual developer making this as well, just one guy, and it's great to see what he can do with just with this, and hopefully we continue to see it improve and get better and better. And obviously, clearly the support is here for the game if they're still getting really positive reviews on it. So yeah, go check it out. As I said, the cinematic feel of it is unmatched in pretty much any game, which is just super cool. You love to see it. And yeah, hopefully guys, I'll see you in the next one. If you want to see more videos like this, obviously subscribe to the channel, drop a like and a comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.